Good to see you all. Yes, good morning, guys. Yes, good morning, Santosh. Yes, good morning, Raju. Sai Darshak, good morning, beta. Good morning, Santosh. So how is your studies are going on? Are you enjoying or feeling burdened? Huh? Are you feeling tired, burdened, or like lot of work is giving, lot of classes are going on like this? No. Okay, Vani. So are you enjoying it? Yes, Santosh is enjoying. What about others? What do you call enjoy in Telugu? Enjoy or like or yes, Santosh. Another Santosh is saying that he is also enjoying. Okay, Vani, great. Hmm. Good, beta. Keep up your energy. Maintain your momentum. So, have I given any problem in yesterday? Had I given any problem? Yes. So, what was that? Any one of you can share with me, or regarding which component it was? Sir, Anandi. Oh, yeah, it's bit difficult for me, Tarun. Anandin Chandi. Bit difficult for me to pronounce, beta. But I will learn slowly. Yes, this I think bit easier for me. Bit sulabham. Anadhama. Fine. So, what was the question, beta? Any one of you? How? What? Okay, that was, yeah. Okay. Some of you have sent it. Some of you send it. I can recall. Someone has shared with me. Yes, Mansa. Yes, Mansa has shared with me. So I'm just writing this. So you have to see, you have to make the subject easier for yourself. And it can be made when you put efforts, and efforts in the sense when you, after solving the question, if you try to analyze or try to find some other way that without solving, whether you were able to solve, because in the exam you will see, you will you will be knowing the question, but there will be shortage of the time. Okay, initially you will feel that time is not given sufficient, right? But slowly you have to understand that there are many problems. There will be many problems which does not require you to even use your pen. It just want you to use your brains, right? Because in the real life also such kind of problem will exist, and they want you not as just only engineer. They want you to become a good engineer, good doctors. Okay, so they want from us to be to make some product, to do some innovation which is cheap, which can be purchased by all, which can be afforded by all, which is affordable. That is why they want you to think in a innovative way. Okay, so you have to be innovative, whether you are in NEET or JEE. You have to be innovative. You have to use your brains, right? That will help you. So there is one such kind of problem. I have given that CXHYOZ. So C has given me the right answer. So if you see, I have already told you, if you burn carbon, it will produce carbon dioxide. And if you burn hydrogen, it will produce water. And if you burn oxygen, you will get nothing. Okay, it is simple as that. So in the case of carbon, if you see, there are X atoms, so you can balance here. Do not worry about oxygen. Do not take tension about oxygen. We will balance it later. Now, if you see hydrogen, there are 2 and there are Y. So to balance it, Y by 2. That's very simple. Okay. If you feel uncomfortable, just go and try to write it by your own, or try to explain someone else. Now, what have you got? That there are 2x oxygen atoms. From here, there are Y by 2 oxygen atom. But in the left hand side, there are OZ atoms. These are OZ atoms already present. So if you want to balance here, earlier what we were doing, we were multiplying by x plus y by 4. Now you have to subtract this. That's it, minus z by 2, because it is present in the subscript, right? So this is how you can balance it. You solve it by your own. There is nothing to explain in it. Just multiply and see. Just calculate oxygen atom in the left hand side. You will see those are equal to on the right hand side. Okay, it's very simple. If there some problem is given, I am just giving burning of ethanol. Burning of ethanol will require. Okay, so I am saying 2 moles of ethanol will require how many liters of oxygen at STP? A very simple problem. They would have given you moles, or they would have given you weight. So this is ethanol beta. I have already told you that if 2 carbons are present, we will use eth. As alcohol is present, that is why we are using OH. All. Okay. So this is the thing which is present in. I will for sure, beta. Vahani, I will for sure. Right? You just note it down. Okay, and solve this question. एक बार कैमरा थोड़ा सा देख लेना, क्योंकि वो दिख नहीं रहा है. Just a second, I will adjust the camera. Yeah, is it okay now? So today's class is very important. You will learn one very important concept. Okay, so if you see, classes are getting important. Classes are becoming important day by day. So it requires your presence. It requires your consistency. Solve it, beta. It says 2 moles of ethanol are burned. So to burn that 2 moles, how many liters of oxygen is required? This is how you will balance. Okay, I understand that some of you might have understood that 2 moles means you have to write 2 here. No, beta, you do not have to write 2 here. You just write, first you write the skeleton reaction. First always you write skeleton reaction, then try to balance it. And if you remember this, then that is very good. If you do not remember this, then also you will be able to solve it. If you see oxygen are balanced, you can simply see that if it is, you can see by stoichiometry. By stoichiometry it tells, by stoichiometry we can draw a relation that 1 mole of ethanol required, 1 mole of ethanol required 3 moles of oxygen. Or you can do what we have done in the previous class. It is given that 2 mole, it is given, right? And to burn them, what will you do? You need to calculate oxygen. So you put the oxygen in the numerator, and by using ethanol you are calculating. So put the stoichiometry of ethanol in the denominator and multiply by the given compound, that is ethanol, which is 2. So you have used 2 things from ethanol and 1 from oxygen. So you will get 6 moles. It's very simple. You want to use unitary method, then also you will get. But they are saying we require volume of oxygen. So volume of oxygen at STP will be 22.4 into 6 liter. That's your answer. Okay. Is it okay with everyone, beta? Is it okay with everyone? I want your response, beta. Yes, okay, fine. Fine, Sai. So I am giving you another question and I want you to solve it. Okay, this is homework, beta. How many moles of, how many gram or of, just a second. How many gram of propanol can be burnt by using 22.9. Just a second. 201.6 liter of oxygen. This is what I want you to calculate. Okay, just solve it after the class. Okay, and you can share the solution with me. How many grams of propanol can we burn? Propanol formula, beta. Propanol will have, okay, it is an alcohol, so it will consist of 3 carbon. Okay, this is our propanol, beta. Okay, in the propane, if you extract 1 hydrogen, this is propane, beta. I have already told you this is propane. So if you extract 1 hydrogen, it will become propyl. This is propane, this is propyl. Okay, so if you remove H and add OH, so it will become propanol. This is propanol. In the similar fashion, you can write others formula as well, but it's okay. I have already written. Fine. Now I want you to solve one question in which it is given 3A gives. See, we are doing case first in which only one reactant is present. So I am trying to give as many as problem to you so that your concept becomes very clear, ekdam clear, right? So 3A gives 2B, 4C, Okay, D and 5E. Now it says there are 2 moles at T equal to 0 or time equal to 0, T at end of the reaction. You need to calculate moles of B, moles of C, moles of D, moles of E. Just calculate and tell me the answer. इसमें देखो एक बार इंक आप, या वो भर के रखे हुए आपने? हाँ Yes, Krushita, you are right. Anjali, please give the answer. Someone said 4/3, 8/3, 2/3 and 10/3. Great, great. Yes, DS Santosh, you are very right. I expect the answers from others as well. D is yes, Krushita, that is also okay. Why you not solving all the or calculating for all and writing the answer once? What about others? I am getting answers from only 2 guys. That is one Krushita and other is DS Santosh. What about others? Come on. Add कर दो. Yes, Anjali also have written something. Mansa has also written. So I have got 4-5 answers, beta. You have to be quick. Array, this right. Yes, beta. Are this right? Yes, they are right, beta. They are right. They are right. Absolutely right. So what I have told you that if you want to calculate for this thing, if you want to calculate for this, you need to write its stoichiometry 2 into. You need to write with the moles given and stoichiometry this 3. So very nice. Now here 4 into 2/3. This 2/3 is common in all because this is what we have given. This is the given information. So you just have to multiply with the stoichiometry. 1 into 2/3. This is also correct. Now 5 into 2/3. This is correct. So someone has given right answers. Many of you have given right answers. Hanok has also. No, beta. Hanok, you just forget to divide by 3. You just forget to divide by 3 because they are reacting in the 3:1, 3:2 ratio, 3:4 ratio, 3:1. Okay, Hanok, please make it correct. You have to divide by the stoichiometry of the given compound whose information is given. Okay, Hanok, please. Okay, so I am giving one more problem for your homework, and I expect all of you to please submit the solution. Please submit the solution. Okay, please be more active. Please be more active and show your energy. So I am giving twice of A gives thrice of B, C 7 of D, and half of E. Now they have given 5 moles. They have given 15, let's say 21 moles are given, right? Just after the class, okay? It is easy, very easy problem. Okay, now we are moving ahead and solving a case 2 where more than one reactant are present. More than one reactants are present. One reactants are present, but information is given about only one. Information is given for only one reactant. See, I have categorized, okay, this case 1, 2, 3. You will not be able to find out in the paper. I have just categorized all the problems into different sets just for your understanding. Okay, so you once you understand, then this case doesn't matter. You will be easily able to understand how to go with the problem, right? For the initial phase, to make problem easy, I have divided into different cases, right? Later on, after this chapter, you will not be needing all these cases. Just for your simplicity, okay, I have divided it into many cases. Generally, you will find this case for acid-base reaction. Okay, one example is acid-base type of reaction. Acid-base reactions. So what happens in acid-base? They will give you acid and they will ask you to calculate the concentration of base, okay, which can neutralize it. This is salt plus water. This reaction is also known as neutralization reaction. This reaction is also known as neutralization reaction. Okay, so this is the general form. Now I am giving you some problem and you try to solve them. So you must be understand, okay, you understand now what is acid, what is base. Acid generally they provide H plus on dissolving into water. Base they provide OH minus on. Beta, I do not expect answer from your side, beta Bharat. You just send me on Telegram, I will respond there. Okay, now focus here. We are dealing with the second case, so focus on second case, otherwise you will lose it. Okay, so it says question says how many gram of NaOH are required to neutralize means beta to finish the reaction, to finish the acid. In the case of this, to neutralize the (73 gram of HCl. So this problem is given. I will explain it. It says HCl. So HCl on reacting with NaOH. This is acid HCl. NaOH is base. So it will provide NaCl plus H2O. Okay. So after writing the reaction, always first check whether it is balanced chemical equation. If it is balanced chemical reaction, then no issues. You just calculate moles. Moles of this will be 73 by 36.5. That is nothing but 2 mole. Okay. As reaction is already balanced, I have written a simple problem for myself. I will give you another problem to you. So there are only 2 moles of HCl. Now to calculate NaOH, it can be simply seen from the stoichiometry that moles of HCl should be equal to moles of NaOH to neutralize completely each other, right? So there are 2 moles of HCl, so they will also be 2 mole. But in the problem, they are asking you the weight. The weight of NaOH will become 2 into 40, that is 80 gram, right? So I'm writing another question, right? You solve it, then I will recorrect it and ask you the another question. You write it, beta. If you have written, then tell me. If you have written, then tell me. Complete, sir. Okay, fine. So I am asking how many gram of HCl are required to neutralize the 4 gram of NaOH. Now solve it. Okay, if you have written, then okay, fine. I have also given the reaction. Ten gram. Better no, you are wrong, I think. Krushita, 10 moles. No, beta, it is given 4 grams and they are asking you gram, beta. They are not asking you moles. And that is also wrong, beta. Krushita, just check it. No, that is also wrong, beta. 336.5 is also just calculate the rate. This is 4 gram, beta. Santosh, this is 4 gram. 18 point. No, beta. Bahani, you all of you are wrong, beta. See, it is given 4 gram of NaOH. So what you will do? You will calculate the moles. That is 0.1 mole. Now, by stoichiometry, you can easily find out that 0.1 mole are required. And what is the weight of 0.1 mole? 0.1 into 36.5. So that will become 3.65 gram. Only Hanok, Mansa has given the right answer. All other have given wrong answer, beta. Only 2 people have given the correct answer, Hanok and Mansa. All other have given wrong. So I can also ask you the similar question: how many gram of H2SO4 are required to neutralize 16 gram of NaOH? Now problems becomes interesting. Calculate it. You write it. The answer is 3.65 gram. That is the correct answer. H2SO4, beta. So you will see in notes, you will have different types of problems. Okay. So there will be some different types of question with different numerical values. So you can also practice from there also, right? In the notes which I provide you on before the class, you check, there will be, you can find some 1 or 2 problems different from this. You can also solve them. That is only for your practice. I am taking different type of examples so that you get bigger exposure. You get bigger exposure and that will help, or that will provide you broad understanding. So if you see H2SO4, this is H2SO4. If you react with NaOH, it will produce you beta Na2SO4 and it will produce 2H2O. So you have to balance it beta. You balance it. See, always this thing H and OH must be balanced for acid-base reaction. For acid-base reaction, these two things must be balanced. H and OH must be balanced. You see here are two H, here are only one H, because H and OH only on combining provide water. Now it is balanced. Now it is balanced, and yeah, might be. So you check moles of NaOH is 16/40. So you do not need to always solve it clearly. You can find out 4/10, 2/5. Okay. So if you solve it, you will find 1 into 2/5 divided by 2. So each mole of H2SO4 react with 2 mole of NaOH. The problem tells, or you can say 2 moles of NaOH reacts with 1 mole of H2SO4. As it is given 2/5, so their moles will be 1/5. Now it is very simple. Weight of H2SO4 is mole into molar mass. Molar mass is 98. Someone has 5 and 20 से कम होगा 19.6 gram. So I am just waiting. Nobody, because beta, all of you have given 39.2. It is because you were not able to balance the reaction. You have not balanced the reaction. That is why you are getting this. Okay. Mansa, Hanok, you are giving the answer because you have not balanced it. You have to balance it beta. First to check the balancing of the reaction. Okay, atoms must be balanced. See, first you have to balance beta. You check, here is 1 SO4. It is here is 1 SO4, but here are 2 Na. So here are also 2 Na. Okay, you have to balance it. Just balance it. Balance by seeing the atoms. Now you calculate the moles. Whatever is given, you calculate the moles. So I have calculated the moles of NaOH by just dividing the molar mass of NaOH. The molar mass of NaOH 40. So you will get 2/5. Now, as you have already given the moles of this, you can see just half of the moles of NaOH are required because the ratio is 2:1. You can easily see the ratio is 2:1. So 2:1, that is why it will be a 1/5. Now you can easily calculate. So I am giving this similar problem and giving you only 22.4 gram of KOH, right? This is for homework. So I have given 3 problems for you to solve at your home, right? This is also for homework. Now I am asking, we have already also calculated, we have already done some problem of 2 reactants, burning of ethanol and burning of propanol. That was also related with the 2 reactant problem. Okay, the burning wala question, that is also related to 2 reactant problem. So I am giving another one in this similar series. How many liters of oxygen is required at STP? Is required at STP to burn 2.7 gram of aluminium. Just think what will be the reaction, then we will solve it. Yes, beta, 22.4 gram of KOH. 22.4 gram of KOH. Yes, Hanok? Now focus on the question written on the left hand side. For me, the left hand side. So the reaction will be reaction will be aluminum plus O2. You need to know what is the oxide of aluminum, that is Al2O3. Now I think you can do it, many of you. Vijay Kumar, I am happy to see your name, Vijay Kumar. But 16 gram, are you sure? 16 gram. So first you have to balance it. Just balance it, make it twice, make it twice, make it 4. If you make it 4, then it will be 6, 3. Okay. By balancing, your answer will not change, beta. Now it has given 2.7 gram. It is given 2.7. So by 27, that is 0.1 mole. 0.1 mole. Now, if you want to calculate the moles of oxygen, very simple. How will you calculate? 3. You keep the stoichiometry of the oxygen in the numerator into moles of the given compound 0.1 and the stoichiometry of the given. So you will get 3 by 40 moles. Now weight of oxygen will be 3 by 40 into. So someone might have doubt. I just wanted to tell you that someone might have doubt why we did not divide by 4. See, to calculate weight from the first class, I am telling you, you have to calculate by given weight upon molar mass. You do not need to write the stoichiometry. Molar mass is independent upon the reaction. It does not depend upon the balancing of the reaction. So you do not need to put the stoichiometry. Okay. I have seen the students who try to solve it like this, but this is wrong. You can write it. You can write it somewhere and cross it. 2.7 upon 27 into 4. This is absolutely wrong. So you write it and cross it so that there is no doubt. 3 by 40 into oxygen ka weight, that is 32. So if you solve it, it becomes 8, 24 by 10, that is 2.4 gram. I did not get even a single right answer. Is it okay, beta? Is it okay, or shall I explain it? Because beta, this question, this reaction I have already written in your notes. Tanusri, I have seen your name after so long. Where you have been? Why are you not attending the classes on regular basis? Everything is okay at your home? Beta, Harshita, beta, I have already given this equation in the previous class. Okay, fine. So it says burning of aluminium. So if you write it burning, so it becomes aluminium on burning gives Al2O3. This is the knowledge which we require. Aluminium, if we have already understood the aluminium and oxygen. Oxygen has 2 valency and it has 3 valency. So using the crisscross method, it will provide Al2O3. We have already studied in the initial classes. So as it gives Al2O3, now you can easily balance it. Balance it by whatever method you want, but your atoms on the both sides should be same. So by making the atoms on the same, now it is given that 2.7 gram. So calculate the moles of aluminium. The moles will be 0.1. If the moles of the aluminum is 0.1, now using the stoichiometry, you can solve it and you will get these number of moles, 3 by 40. Right? And now solve it. Is it okay, beta? Harshita? Or where are you getting problem? Harshita? I want your response. In which part you are facing problem? Balancing or calculating the moles? Okay, beta. Thanks for your response. So this was regarding the more than 2. I am also giving another problem so that you get better understanding. The problem says how many moles of oxalic acid. This is oxalic acid, beta. This is oxalic acid. Are required to completely react with 1 31.2 gram of KMnO4. So I am just trying to write the reaction KMnO4. This you might not be knowing. It provides MnO, CO2, O4. Okay. And I am just telling you the molar mass of the KMnO4. K2O and H2O. This is the reaction. You need to balance it. If you balance it, this becomes 5 and this becomes 2. Now you can balance it on the, this is 2 MnO, this becomes 2, right? Carbon, if you see, this becomes 10. K is also, now you can easily balance Pani, H2O, 2, 20, 22, 23, 28, 5. 5 by 2, is it? Just check it. Oxalic acid is present in tomato. Yes, beta. That is right. It is just 5. I have, and this is 31.6. And just for the practice, beta, just only for the practice. Okay, it is only for the practice. Do not worry. Later on, when you will be studying redox reaction, you will be able to understand such kind of reactions as well. Okay, so it is given that 31.6 gram. 31.6 gram. So it has weight 158. I have already told you KMnO4 has weight of 150. So it will become 0.2 moles. If you want to calculate these moles, how will you calculate? This is nothing but 5 into 0.2 divided by 2. This is the moles of oxalic acid. Now, if you want to calculate the moles of MnO, simple one, 2 into 0.2 by 2. Because information about this is given. So I am using the information of KMnO4, calculating the moles of the rest of the components, right? Here, if you see 10 into 0.2 by 2. Here 1 into 0.2 divided by 2. Here 5 into 0.2 into 2. These are the moles. Okay, write it. Then we will move to the next, the most important topic. The most important topic which we have discussed till now. Write it. Then we will move to the next topic. Very important topic, which will be dealing with the limiting reagent. Which will be dealing with the limiting reagent. Have you written it? Okay, if you have written it, great. After the class, just revise these questions, and I have given you some homework, 3 questions for your homework. Please share these solutions. If you are not able to, then do not worry, I will solve in the next class. Case 3. It says more than one reactant are present. One reactants are present. Till now we have information about only one reactant. Now at least or information about at least 2 reactants are given. 2 reactants are given, right? Information about at least 2 reactants are given. Now, whenever there are two reactants are given information, then there might be a case that they are not present in the exact molar ratio. Understand, listen carefully, leave your pen and just focus on the screen. I am saying whenever information about two reactants are given, there might be a case that they are not given in the exact molar ratio. If they are not given in the exact molar ratio, then what will happen that one of the two reactant might be getting consumed first. Listen it again. There might be a case when information about two reactants are given and both of them are not present in exact molar ratio. Exact molar ratio, how we will get what is the exact molar ratio? We can calculate the exact molar ratio by balancing the chemical equation, right? I am saying if this is a reaction, N2 plus hydrogen on reacting gives ammonia. So for it, the exact molar ratio is nothing but for this thing is 1:3. If both of them, both the reactant are present in exact molar ratio, then you do not need to worry. Both of the reactant will get finished and they will not remain after the reaction. But there might be a case that these two are not present in the exact molar ratio. These cases happen in industry. In industry, you might be having higher moles of hydrogen but lesser moles of nitrogen. There might be a day where you get more supply of hydrogen and you get less supply of nitrogen. Okay, and you see these should be present in 1:3. Okay, so these should be present in 1:3, and it is the information is required according to moles, not about weight. If information is given according to weight, if information is giving about weight or molecules or volume, what will you do? You calculate the moles. First you calculate the moles. And now check whether they are present in the exact ratio or not. If they are present in the exact ratio, then do not worry. Whatever we have done till now, you can solve it. But if they are not present in the exact ratio, then you have to find out which component is getting consumed first. So that this is what I am going to write. In such cases, first try to understand which component is getting consumed first. Let me tell you, I can using this example, you can easily tell me. I am taking different case 1. If there are 2 moles and there are 6 moles, so if you see both of them are present into 1:3 ratio, both of them are present into exact molar ratio, so both of them are neither nitrogen nor oxygen, neither nitrogen nor hydrogen is going to remain after the reaction. So in this case, nothing is, no excess reagent. In this case, no excess reagent. I will be telling you what is excess reagent. But if case 2, let's say it is 2, it is 4. You see, it should be in 1:3 ratio. You see, it is 1:3 ratio. But you see, it is into 1:2 ratio. 1:2. Now you can easily see that nitrogen is see, you can see they are not in the 1:3. Which reactant is present in the limited amount? You can see it is hydrogen. Hydrogen was required to be present in 6 moles, but it is present in 4 only. So here hydrogen is limiting reagent while nitrogen is excess reagent. I will explain it what is excess and what is limiting. Okay, there can be a case in which it is present 1 and it is present 6. Now you see it is 1:6. 1:6. What we require? 1:3. From where we get information 1:3? From balanced equation. So it should be in 1:3. Now you see, if 6 moles of hydrogen are given, then you require 2 moles of nitrogen. But here is only 1. So understanding it, nitrogen is limiting reagent and hydrogen is excess reagent. You do not need to write this. I will be explaining it again. You just write this. You just write this. Then we will move ahead. Just write this. Then I will explain what is limiting reagent and what is excess reagent. Written? Have you written it? Okay, fine. I'm just asking a simple question. If you want to prepare a tea for four people, if you want to prepare tea or biryani, okay, if you want to prepare biryani or tea for 4 people, it says it requires 1 liter of milk, okay, 20 gram of sugar, and it says it require 10 gram of tea. Okay, tea. You understand tea, na? Okay. So let's say there is a question that in your home 8 people are coming and you are having 2 liter of milk, 30 gram of sugar and 20 gram of tea. So which among these 3 is the limiting reagent? Which you think is present in the limited amount? Sugar. Very nice. जब भी खाने पीने की बात करो, when this is my experience, whenever I talked about related to eating, students get very excited and they give answer enthusiastically. Yes, very correct. I am happy that you have understood it. So see, in the similar fashion, these things also react, beta. So you have to just understand, just analyze, just draw an analogy that they always react in 1:3, and you have to understand they does not react in terms of weight, they react in terms of moles. So you have to do, if moles are not given, you have to calculate moles. Okay, so now I am moving to what is limiting reagent and what is excess reagent. I can give you another case. If only 2 people are coming, and you have 1/4 liter, right? And you have 10 gram of sugar and you have 20 gram of tea. Now tell me which is limiting reagent. Which is limiting reagent out of 3? Out of 3, which is limiting reagent? If you have only 2 people. Yes, that's very correct, Vahani. Okay, yes, great. Goppu, Vagundi, I am impressed. Right? In the similar fashion, you have to use your concept in chemistry. Right? Just think, use your brains. Just don't see these reaction as a plane. Try to imagine what is happening. Okay. So what is limiting reagent? Limiting reagent is nothing. You write the definition. They might ask you in your school exams. Reagent which is present in limited amount or which is getting consumed first in the given reaction. What is excess reagent? Name itself tells you what is excess reagent. Reagent which is present in excess amount and or which remains after the reaction. Now I am just asking one thing, beta. Focus here and tell me, this is the equation, this is what I have given you, this is the balanced equation, and in this case, now tell me who is going to decide for how many people we can prepare tea. Who is going to decide? In this case, who is deciding factor? Who is the actor? Who is the main actor? Who is going to decide? Who will decide? Milk, sugar, or tea? In this case, beta. In this case, no, beta. Milk cannot decide, beta. Then your sugar, yes, that is the right answer. Sugar will be deciding, beta. It is limiting reagent, na? I think just try to understand. Sugar, beta, sugar. Because if sugar is not present, how can you prepare the tea? You will not be able to prepare the tea for 8 people. But sugar is going to decide the fate. It is going to decide the destiny. Who is going to get tea? How many people are going to get tea? Right? So sugar is the deciding factor. So in the similar fashion, this is our, you can say, villain, or you can say actor. It is the actor of the reaction, and it is going to decide the destiny of the reaction. Okay, and it is also going to decide the destiny of the excess reagent. How much excess reagent will be used? Okay, so you can write note, big note. Limiting reagent will decide the fate of reaction. Fate means bhagya, bhavish. Fate of reaction. It will give information about products and excess reagent remaining. Okay, so I am repeating it. Limiting reagent means they are reactant or product, but a reagent means reactant or product. You can call them reactants. Okay, each of the reactant. In this case, milk, sugar, and tea, these are reagent. Okay, reagent are nothing but these are the component in which reaction is carried on, or reaction is going on. Okay, so limiting reagent is going to decide the fate of the reaction. It is going to decide the bhavish, future. Write it, then we will move ahead. So today's lecture is very important and conceptual. So I am going to ask you, after the reaction, have you written it? Have you written it? I am dictating again. I am telling you, limiting reagent will decide the fate of reaction. So you have to understand, you have to clearly decide or predict which is your limiting reagent. And once you have decided the limiting reagent, now solve using limited reagent. Solve using limited reagent and calculate the concentration or moles, calculate the information about products. So I am giving one example, simple example. Nitrogen and hydrogen, right? On reacting, they provide ammonia. You need to first balance it. Just balance it. Now I have given 56 grams and I have given 24 grams. How will you determine the limiting reagent? Determination of limiting reagent. determination of limiting reagent. What you will do, first of all, first thing, write skeleton reaction. Next step, balance it. So I have already given you balanced chemical equation. Right? After solving this, after writing this, just calculate moles of reactants. Okay, first calculate moles of reactant. Okay, so I am trying to calculate. If you see, moles of N2 will be 2 and moles of hydrogen will be, nobody is going to solve like this 2 into 3. This is wrong, beta. This will misguide you. No, you do not have to divide by stoichiometry. That is very wrong. You can write it and cross it. So this will be 12 moles. What will you do next? Divide by stoichiometry. Respective stoichiometry. And try to find least number. Least ratio. Okay. So what I have done, divided by 2 divided by 1 for in case of nitrogen. In case of hydrogen, 12 divided by 3, that is 4. So here it is 2, here it is 4. So whichever is the least number, you can see least number. This is our least number. So this is our limiting reagent. I have seen someone, Mansa, do not get emotional. I am telling you, you will be misguided if you calculate the limiting reagent or try to estimate the limiting reagent by only seeing the reaction. You have just seen this is 56, this is 24. No, beta, that is not the right way. You have to calculate the moles. I am telling you from the first class that if something is given, you have to calculate the moles, and using those moles only you can predict. Beta, can someone give me response? If you have not understood it, please tell me, because it is very important. I am waiting for your response. If you have not understood, I will explain it again. I am waiting for more responses. Beta. Only 5-6 students have given responses till now. Understood. Tanu is saying understood. Yes, Santosh is also saying. Okay, fine. Just focus here. They have given you some weight and they have given you your reaction. So what I am saying, you write the reaction if reaction is not given and try to balance it. Okay, you have to write the reaction and balance it. After that, if they are giving you the moles, very nice, but that is your destiny or that is your kismat. But if they have not given you the moles, first you try to calculate the moles. So I have calculated the moles. Now after calculating the moles, just divide it by the respective stoichiometry. For nitrogen, for this reaction it is 1, so I have divided by 1. So we are getting 2. In case of hydrogen, we have got the moles 12, and by dividing by respective stoichiometry, that is 3, you are getting 4. Now compare them, and you have understood. You get whichever number is the least number will tell you the limiting reagent. In this case, the limiting reagent is nitrogen. Okay, now forget all this. Once you have estimated, now forget all this. It is just for estimation. Okay, now what will you do? As you have figured out the limiting reagent, what you will do? Solve the reaction using limiting reagent. N2, H2. If they have asked in the question, I am giving you question, weight of ammonia, they have asked weight of hydrogen remaining, or before that they might have asked you limiting reagent. So we have predicted limiting reagent is nothing but N2. For NEET and as well as for mains, they will ask you limiting reagent. So it is nothing but nitrogen. And the access reagent in our case is hydrogen. So these two information we have got. Now we have got moles, 2 moles. Here it is 12 moles. That's it. This is given. This is given. Now after the reaction, what will happen? This will get consumed. So if someone asks limiting reagent after the reaction, limiting reagent is something which is getting consumed first. Its definition only tells you that this is something which is getting consumed first in the reaction. So it will get consumed. It will not be present after the reaction. If its 2 moles are getting consumed, so how many moles of hydrogen will get consumed? You can easily calculate 3 divided by 2 into 2. These are getting consumed. But we were having 12 moles. So you subtract them, you will get 9 moles are remaining. So 9 moles of hydrogen are remaining. And if you multiply by 2, then you will get 18 gram. Now if you want to calculate for ammonia, it will be simply 2 into moles of nitrogen, that is 2 moles of limiting reagent, and divided by stoichiometry. Did I just a second, I have written something wrong here. It will be 3 into 2 divided by 1 because its stoichiometry is 1. So it will become 6 mole. So answer will become 6 into 2, that is 12 gram. For ammonia, 2 into 2, that is 4 mole. If you want to calculate weight, 4 into, I will give another example, 68 gram. Yes, that is 6. Yes, that is right. You write it, beta, you write it. And if you want me to explain it once again, I will explain it. Using the moles of limiting reagent, you need to calculate the moles of the other reagent as well, other components present in the reaction. So using those, I have calculated the moles of hydrogen as well as ammonia. Let's say for this problem, it is given 14 gram or say 280 gram, and it is given 60 gram. Okay, so what will you do? Simply first calculate moles. If you calculate, this will be 10 moles and it will be 2, that is 30 moles. If you see, these are present in 1:3 ratio. Both of them are present in 1:3 ratio. So both of them will behave as limiting reagent. So after the reaction, both will get finished. Both will not remain. And you want to calculate ammonia, you can calculate 2 into 10y. If you are using these moles, then use its stoichiometry, that is this, that is 20 moles. Okay, rest we will do in the next class, beta. I am giving you only one problem and try to solve it. A plus 5B gives 3C. So I have given 3 moles and 10 moles. And I am asking, this is another homework. This is 4th question. So I am asking, figure out limiting reagent, figure out excess reagent, figure out moles of A after the reaction, figure out moles of B remaining after the reaction, figure out moles of the C after the reaction produced. So this is your homework. Write it and come in the next class. Fine. Is it okay, beta? Is it okay? Write it and solve it in the next class. Okay, I will explain everything again in the next class regarding limiting reagent. Okay. Fine, beta. Thank you so much. Okay, fine.